Ellen McCauley at Pray It Off. We're doing Potpourri for $400 now. And I want to talk about the calories in, calories out concept. Because so often, even this group, we've tried to say that you eat less, you move more, that's the magic formula. But it's not always true, because half of all Americans are trying to lose weight. Did you hear me? Half. So do you think we're alone in this? Half of all Americans trying to lose weight. And the thing is, we think if we eat less or starve or go on a keto or only eat protein or only do some magic diet, it's all going to work. My firm advice is you got to know your own self. You got to know what you can do for you. If you eat yogurt and you don't lose weight, and you have cheese on turkey burgers and you don't lose weight, and you stop eating the yogurt and stop having the cheese and you lose a pound, maybe you have a dairy thing. I do think starving isn't the answer, because you can't keep it up. You can't keep it up. And so what it is no one ever gorged themselves on broccoli. But you gorge yourself on chips or ice cream or even drinks or candy. You know, no one ever said, I can't stop eating these carrots. Oh, I just love them so much. You know, and it's just funny how our taste buds want what's really not as good for us. But we need to kind of train ourselves to really appreciate and enjoy more of those things that are good for us. Like I said, when I had that green chicken, I think I liked it so much is because it was different. I had green salsa. I hadn't had that in a while. It's just really, really good. So when you eat more versus less, you feel full, but you have to have that plate have vegetables, some fruit. There's too many people whose food logs say Wendy's or Burger King. Those are fast foods, and they're going to only make you hungrier. And I think this is fascinating. Hormonal changes drive fat storage regardless of your energy needs. So your body's made up of all these hormones, and you might think, well, and I'm past menopause, I don't have any more hormones. We do. Our body is full of hormones reacting to different foods we eat, to different exercises we do. Some of us are slower than others. Our metabolisms don't kick up as much. But we can change things by eating more high-fiber foods like quinoa, like steel-cut oats, brown rice, have protein and healthy fats like avocado, and reduce the consumption of those highly palatable foods. Don't say, I haven't gone to, I think we went to a Burger King once in the past 13 years to get a breakfast on our way on a trip, but that's it. Be mindful of what you're eating. So often we get in trouble when we don't pay attention. And it says right here, get better sleep. There was a news report the other night that said the best time to go to bed is between 10 and 11. Did anyone see that? Yeah. And I'm like, what? I guess the best time to go to sleep is between 10 and 11 if you can get up at 8. But what if you're getting up at 4? You know, I don't really think that holds true. I want to do a little bit more research on that. Another thing I want to talk about tonight is fatty liver. You're not going to believe this, but one third of U.S. adults have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. That's a lot of people. And many people in this group have fatty liver disease. I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand, but it is reversible. But you really have to lose 10% of your body weight. So what that means is if you weigh 200, you lose 20 pounds and you weigh 180. If you weigh 160, you lose 16 pounds. You see where I'm going? And here's another thing that can cause it. Not just these foods that aren't good for you, not exercising. And when I say exercising, move your arms, do something. I think we can all just move some part of our body to get our heart rate up. Also, it's the chemicals. It says right here, washing your fruits and vegetables can help your fatty liver disease, because those chemicals I talked about last week that go to your fat cells, they also go to your liver. Also, like I said, you can reverse it. You can lose 10% of your weight, wash your food. And one person in the group said, Ellen, I really want you to talk about a plant-based diet. And what that means is pretty much being a vegetarian. Now, it doesn't mean, a plant-based diet though is different from being a vegan, which doesn't have any dairy or any fish or any of those things. A vegetarian has mostly fruits and vegetables. But this plant-based diet is where the majority of what you eat are fruits and vegetables. And then you have some chicken, you have some fish. You don't have red meat or things of that nature. And it is very, very good for you. It's saying, think vegetables, fruit, whole grains, beans, nuts, fish, eggs, poultry, and dairy in the simplest terms. So here's an example. An orange, chicken breast, or potato are example of whole food. Orange flavored soda, chicken nuggets, and barbecue chips are not. You see where we're going here? You see the difference, okay? And so many people set themselves up for failure. One person said to me, Ellen, I am so sick of salads. I can't do it anymore. And then I say, you're not very creative then, because I've been eating salads for 13 years. I mean, before then I had some, but a lot of salads. I never get sick of them. I mix it up, I put different things in it. I use spinach, I use, different kinds of lettuces. I just think you can really, really enjoy a good salad. And one person in the group, God rest his soul, he's up on the wall now. He used to always put down salad, and he goes, I don't know why I'm not losing weight. I go, well, what is it? What's in your salad? He goes, well, I'm having the Cobb salad across the street, and it's got bacon, hard-boiled eggs, Swiss cheese. I have the blue cheese dressing. I have a little piece of garlic bread. I said, you're having that 5 days a week. And he goes, it's a salad. So you have to be a little careful at some of the stuff you're putting on these salads. Also, a few of the diets they tell you to check out is the Mediterranean diet, the DASH diet, the TLC, or the portfolio plans. And we're going to talk about we talked about the DASH a little bit earlier this session, but we're going to talk about these other ones, the Mediterranean, the TLC, or the portfolio plans, in session 27. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what to eat in session 27. Most of the time in session 26, I wanted to highlight why we went through the pandemic, it was stressful, what we need to do to get to these next avenues in our life. And also, I'm not going to ask you to say anything, who last week, all right, let me ask this question first. You don't have to raise your hand. Well, you can. Go ahead, raise your hand. How many people have had eggplant to eat other than eggplant parmesan? I think that the majority of people who have eggplant parmesan. Now, believe it or not, eggplant can be eaten many other ways too. And I have to say, how many people ate eggplant last week? The week before. Anybody eat it last week? One person? What? 2 people. Eggplant has 20 calories. It's got a ton of fiber. It's got a ton of vegetables. It reduces the risk of heart disease. And it can help with weight loss, control your blood sugar, fight cancer. It's so easy to add to your diet. You can put it in a salad, you can bake it, you can roast it, you can grill it, you can saute it with those peppers and onions before you put it on your chicken. is God is my witness, we're buying an eggplant this week and I'm gonna eat the heck out of it because it sounds good. Anybody throw out how they cook an eggplant? Chris?
I just slice it and lay it on a baking sheet, put it in the oven at like 400, pull them out, and they make little pieces, and then I saute peppers and onions, layer it, so I make eggplant stacks. So I put a piece of basil, a piece of mozzarella cheese, a tablespoon of sauce, and then peppers and onions, and keep layering it, and then just bake it in the oven.
Not next week, but the week after when you come, can you just write that down, email it to me, and I'll give it to the group?
It's delicious.
All right, it sounds delicious. Anybody else have any,
I make
yes, Cindy?
I make it eggplant parm, but you know, I take olive oil and I slice the eggplant and I brush the olive oil on the eggplant, roast it in the oven, then I take it and I put it in the pan and I use a no salt sauce, tomato sauce, put that on there, and then a little bit of cheese, and just keep doing it layer by layer like that, and make it eggplant parmesan.
Again, can you bring me that recipe? All right, anybody have it without cheese? Yes, Chris?
I make a vegetable, an Italian vegetable stew. It's called like chumba, I think my mother-in-law used to call it. And you cut up the eggplant, and then you put all kinds of fresh vegetables in there, like the green beans, and zucchini, and potatoes, and any vegetables you want to put in, peppers, onions, and throw in some fresh tomatoes, some garlic, and you cook it all down, and it comes like a stew. It's delicious.
Can you give me the recipe? That sounds fabulous to me. Fabulous. So you see, we're talking about food, we're talking about eggplant. When's the last time you had a conversation about eggplant? Come on. All right, so I'm going to stop right there, Bobby.